Hello, great to see you and welcome to my channel. My name is Teacher Verity. I'm making YouTube videos relating to biology tutorials. I believe in all my research about what will somehow help you can find the most suitable materials for your reference. How much sharing can help you can get more useful knowledge. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icons to update every news videos. Let's get started. So, in that kind of series of videos, I'm going to show you this about the origins of life, and start with the first video, the origins of life on Earth. Although Earth was created around 4.5 billion years ago, life began to exist not long after. Due to this huge timescales involved, there is inconclusive evidence for exact dates, but nonetheless, the eagerness of life to exist was apparent from the beginning. Our solar system was still young, and the sun was still cooling down after its creation billions of years beforehand. The unique circumstances of our solar systems and our planets gave rise to life. This was due to the number of characteristics that are exhibited by our ecosphere, the areas of planets capable of sustaining life. Venus, one of our planetary neighbors, is closer to the Sun, with the planet exhibiting characteristics that would not be able to support life. On the other hand, Mars is further away from the Sun, and too cold to naturally support life. However, with manipulations by man, via terraforming, Mars could indeed support life in its present state. However, Earth, for billions of years, has possessed all the materials and sustainable conditions for supporting life. Carbon. All living things possess an element carbon within them. In light of this, Earth had to have a rich supply of carbon to support a rich diversity of life. This carbon was made available by the volatile nature of Earth in the beginning, where volcanoes spewed various elements into the Earth's atmosphere. While other elements were present, various chemical reactions began to take the place, which would result in the creation of new compounds and elements. One of the family or compounds created over time were the amino acids and the building blocks of protein. Amino acids and proteins. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and thus the building blocks of life. The complex organisms today harness the biological power of proteins in a variety of ways, such as the use of enzymes as a catalyst to the protein's variety, and also protein synthesis. The first life. In general, organisms over time in the evolutionary chain have grown and become more complex as their nature. For example, the first origins of life were likely small, simple, and not diversified. One understanding of the origins of life is that it would have been very unlikely that parasites were the beginnings of life, as parasites require biological hosts to reproduce and thus survive as their species. They would have been unable to successfully continue their species during this time period. In light of this, viruses and other parasites would have developed later on the evolutionary chain. It is believed that heterotrophs were the first beginning of life on Earth, inhabiting the sea and absorbing the organic materials that was being created by the recreation of the Earth at the time. For example, the creation of amino acids. The building blocks of life created these organisms and also acted as a food source. That is where the ideas of food chains becomes relevant. Where these first autotroph died, the organic materials and they consist of wood breakdowns and up to the organic soup, and I was feeding these organisms at a time. Alias, it is believed that active heterotrophic bacteria was the first signs of life on Earth. Beginning of evolution. A component of all existing life is that it adapts to survive. You either adapt or you already have adapted. If species do not have this instinctive nature, via their genetic information, Thence they would have no desire to continue living as a species. Although the beginning of life about was definitely reproducing, and the economy of skills involving the organisms would point out that food resource, the organism would not be able to sustain a life. In light of this, the organisms on Earth at the time would have diversified over the long term to survive. It is suggested that around 3 billion years ago, autotrophic animals had diversified from previous species. These autotrophs are capable of synthesizing energy from inorganic materials. For example, via the sun, an element on the Earth that has allowed life on Earth to tap into the whole new energy resource, one that was literally inexhaustible, the sun. What is in hand, the snowball effect of evolution was beginning to take place.